I get it. It's hard to care or even enjoy something you cannot see. So how about I show it to you? This isn't the Caribbean, and this is not a coral reef. This underwater garden only grow in the Mediterranean Sea, here, at 120 meters below the surface. Nothing is really what it seems. When you're down so deep, small creatures are free to become giants. Black coral isn't black. Flowers are in fact worms, and mythical creatures come to life to show you that there is still a lot you don't know. For 30 years, I've dived in a lot of places in the world and mostly in the Mediterranean Sea. I've seen things that not even my wildest imagination could begin to picture. And in all of those years, I've learned this one thing. Deep down, away from the harmful touch of humans, a whole new planet exists. I call it the Mediterranean planet. If I remember my youth, my words weren't enough to describe. I saw in the eyes of my parents or friends that really, that's really what you see underwater. And I realized, at least at this time during my youth, that it was really important to show what I was finding in the water, to push people to understand that the ocean is really another world. The biggest challenge for deep dive, of course, is the decompression. For example, at 120 meters, if you spend half an hour, it's going to be at least 5 hours of decompression of ascent. If the problem of deep dive is the ascent, the solution is no ascent anymore. Or at least make believe to your body that there is no ascent. And that's what we did with the deep station. So in the summer of 2019, together with the other 3 aquanauts, I went into a voluntary lockdown to rediscover the Mediterranean Sea. And we spent 28 days at more or less 100 meters using this deep station between our dives.
Et cette station abyssale nous offre des perspectives d'exploration très importantes pour aller étudier cet écosystème très particulier qui est le coralligène et qui ne vit que dans cette zone très profonde. Là, avec la station abyssale, ce n'est plus 6 heures de palier qui se font dans le grand bleu et qui ne sont pas effectifs pour étudier le fond, mais c'est bien 6 heures qui vont être passées sur le fond par jour pour étudier ces écosystèmes très importants pour la Méditerranée.
It wasn't easy. We lived in a constant struggle against the extremes. The unbearable heat inside the diving bell against the freezing temperature of the deep sea. From the inaction inside to the frenzy outside. From claustrophobia to vertigo. I chose Mediterranean Sea for several reasons. First, because that's my sea, the place I know the best. And also because I was fed up about what is commonly said about Mediterranean Sea. Like it would be like a trash can, you know, the most polluted sea. Of course Mediterranean Sea is polluted. Of course it's overfished. Of course there is too much plastic in the water. Of course. But that doesn't mean that Mediterranean Sea is dead. For the creatures of the deep, The existence of the sun is, at best, a possibility, and the fury of storms, barely a rumor. They remain oblivious to our world and invisible to our imagination. Like this copper-colored code, it's not like they're rare, they are just unreachable. The same as this parrot sea perch, or these squids, who we capture just as they were mating. Here, away from indiscreet eyes, life becomes playful, joyful, and colorful again.
Et ces écosystèmes sont importants parce qu'ils sont à la limite de la luminosité, donc à la limite de la vie qui est présente sous l'eau. Et c'est aussi toute la difficulté de pouvoir aller étudier. Ce sont des écosystèmes très profonds où la diversité est présente mais très discrète, très rare, et toute modification de changements globaux tels qu'on le voit avec l'augmentation de la température de manière générale auront un effet sur ces populations.
I do my job. I show that there is still life to discover, there is still ecosystem to enjoy. It doesn't matter if there is no hope. What are the most beautiful fights? The fight that looks lost in advance. It took a team of 30 people, 4 aquanauts, a deep station, and 28 days. But we saw it. We saw that not everything is lost. I don't have answers. All I know is what I see. And with my photographs, at least you can no longer say that you didn't see. Now you know as well.